This is Ghosts of Tsushima running on the RTX 5090 at over 200 frames per second. Now, currently, we're obviously using some frame gen and DLSS performance, but we're going to turn all that off first like we do in this video. But I always like to start off the video with kind of like what I think the maxed playable frame rate could actually be on a device like this. This is obviously only frame gen times 2 because that's all the game supports when this launched. Now, I actually need to go ahead and play this game because I've never actually dived into this game properly. I'm going to turn my audio down a bit because it's actually incredibly loud. But let's turn everything off and show you the graphics settings. Now, obviously, we're on the max settings. So graphics, we've gone to custom because we've upped things higher than what high is. So literally everything completely maxed out apart from ambient occlusions on that. I don't know what the best actually is. Is that better? I would say yes. Let's just put that on. Bloom is I've turned off, and Vignette I've turned off as well. Wards Caustics is on. In the display at the moment, I went to literally, as I said, get the max performance by using DLSS performance. We're going to turn off DLSS, we're going to go full DLAA, and we're going to turn off frame generation as well. So let's do that. Let's go back to the game. Let's reset our 1% lows. And let's have a little run around, shall we? So we are running around 90 frames per second at native DLAA on 5090. We obviously have the 9800X3D. If people are interested to see the full specs of my system, they are always in the description for people who are asking that. They're always there. They always have been. So that's where you need to look if you are interested in seeing what we have there. I can't remember the horse button. It's been a while since I played this game. There we go. So let's go on Mr. Horse and have a little ride around and see if we can reduce frames like crazy. So we're dipping down to the 80s here, going through this forest. So 80 FPS at native DLAA, nothing too crazy. If I fight anybody, I'm probably just going to lose because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. So this looks incredible. I gotta say, it looks absolutely brilliant. This game has always looked stunning from when it launched on PS4 to running on the highest end of PCs. It looks absolutely incredible. I have used the DLSS preset K, so we are using the transformer model when we turn DLSS on during this video. As I always say in this videos, please let me know if there's any, any other games you would like me to try. I'm always like wanting to test more games. I do have a spreadsheet where I can add games, so let me know which ones you want added, and I will always do my best to ensure that I've done that. So always let me know. But this game, yeah, it just runs really well. Let's try some other stuff so we can see if we can, actually get this game to run closer to my monitor's refresh rate. We're on a 5090, of course, so come on, we need better than that. Let's go DLSS quality and just see how much that gives us in terms of performance. So, right, we're now at quality. Obviously, we're using transform model. I actually got to say, I think it almost looks better with DLSS quality than it did at native. So that's kind of incredible. Now we're at 120 frames per second, which is very nice to have. On my OLED TV, which is an LG CX, or C1, sorry, I have a 120 Hz display, so that would cap out that fine. This is exactly how I would play it on that display, just to max out that refresh rate for the majority of the time, stick around that 120 FPS mark, and of course, be at 4K with DLSS quality, which is kind of where you want to be at, which is very good. This is how I would play on there. Now, I do have a 165 Hz monitor, actually, that I'm using right now, so there are other options. I keep pressing that button by accident. I keep pressing the back paddle on my DualSense Edge controller. Sometimes a bit annoying. Anyway, we are looking very good. We're actually gone up to the 140, so that was a bit more of a demanding area, I guess. And then we'll go into this forest, and it'll probably dip down a little bit lower. But 1% lows are at 94. I love testing Sony games on PC because they always just run so well. You never have a Sony game, that runs poorly with a really unstable frame time graph. Like, it's always good to see. It just runs brilliantly, I've got to say. So, all right, what can we do then? What is something else we could do with this sort of card? So display, let's turn off this for a second. We've got DLAA. I just want to see what frame gen is like. If you wanted to play it sort of like, now you can obviously ignore the 1% lows because we're using frame gen, but this is the other option you have. If you don't want to use DLSS and you want to use frame gen, you can play it natively like we are here. I've got to say, like, the performance is a little bit more unstable. We can get these guys. Boom. Absolutely destroyed. So this is obviously playing... oh, what have I done?
We looked them in the eye.
Ah, yes. Of course. Can I... There's no way to skip this cutscene?
Forgive me, Uncle.
Okay, there we go. It wasn't long anyway. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. I'm sorry, but I'm doing a benchmarking video. There's time, you know? Oh, that was a good shot. Excuse me. Okay, so we got some good performance though with this DLSS frame gen and stuff. I personally would still rather play with the quality mode that we had on before. So that's my opinion. Let me just kill these guys. Boom, boom, dead, destroyed. That's really annoying, you know, if you could stop doing that. I mean, if I could... Boom. Where's this last guy? Oh, what a shot. Wait, who's doing this? Where are you, man? Am I blind? Oh. I've been playing too much God of War. I keep pressing A to try and dodge. Okay, there we go. I think that's it. No? I might die from that. I did. Okay. Never mind. I'm not very good at this game. I haven't played this game in a long time. Okay, well, there we go. There's some combat for you from me. So what we could do here is let's go to... Let's change something then. Let's put on DLSS quality with frame gen, and what kind of FPS do we see? Now, obviously, again, ignore the 1% lows because it's wrong with frame gen usually. So, but I gotta say, even with frame gen, you've got such a stable frame time graph. I think we're actually capping out what the game can do because it seems. Oh wait, no, it can't be because we were running it higher than that at the beginning. So. Yeah, no, that's fine. So that is literally insane performance. Now we're at 500 watts of the GPU, which is just insane. This is why you want to undervolt something like the 5090, really, if you know you have that option. So everyone always says, "Oh, God, that's insane power usage." Yes, it is. It's a 5090. Like that's what it's like. But you can undervolt it. You don't have to run it at this. Obviously, you lose performance, but you know, a little bit here and there is not going to be that big of a deal for a lot of money saved on power usage. So there is options of what you can do, put it that way. But anyway, there's not really much more I can explore in terms of actually like running this game. Like we've done DLSS quality, I've done DLSS performance at the beginning with frame gen as well, so you can really see what you can actually get out of this game, which is over 200 frames per second. Which just looks absolutely ridiculous. So if you've got a high refresh rate, 4K, 240 hertz monitor, you can get up very close to that crazy frame rate with this card. Like it's just ridiculous. And of course, this isn't even using multi-frame gen. I don't think you can inject multi-frame gen, but it's a shame because if you've got that really high refresh rate monitor, you can absolutely get this thing to like 400 frames per second at 4K if you had the monitor for it. And I don't even know, do 4K 480 hertz monitors exist yet? I don't even know, but point is, you're getting this 200 frames per second, and it looks absolutely insane. I'm not going to fight these guys. I'm just going to leave. This looks insane. So I don't think there's much more for me to say. I'll go back to like what I would actually play this game on, which is of course DLSS quality because we want the graphics. And I only have a 120 hertz TV, so I am more than happy playing like this 120 FPS basically locked for the majority of it, and then a couple of drops here and there which you're not even going to feel with a VRR display like the LG C1 OLED. It's just going to look absolutely unbelievable playing this game. So yeah, that's how I would personally play. Now, I think we'll end the video there. I don't think there's much more to say. This game looks absolutely phenomenal. Please consider liking if you enjoy these videos. I'm going to do loads more of them. We've got lots more coming in the future. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to see more benchmarks like this and stuff. We're doing loads basically. And let me know what games, other games, you want me to actually do down in the comments below. So please leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in future videos. Bye bye for now, guys.